Scrub a dub dub, what's in the tub? What's going on, CCL fans? We are back here, and I say we because we are joined by VCHB, the main person on this channel who's in every video.
I'm not in every video. I'm in most videos, and you forgot to introduce yourself again.
Oh, did I? I'm Ace.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah, he's Ace.
the beast of all trades, Ace, and I am here to help VCing tell you guys the power rankings for week 2, or well, not week 2, round 2.
Yeah, round 2. After round 2. And I don't think this has been covered in our power ranking series yet, but we should probably explain the situation regarding the Saffron Shamans, so I'll let you do that.
Okay. Well, as I think these things addressed in a couple different videos, is that Slayer is currently retiring from the CCL, but due to personal reasons, he just has life stuff that he has to take care of, and that VCing HB will be taking over the Saffron Shamans, and they will be newly dubbed the Canalave Carnivines, which you guys did see in CCL Season 1.
Yeah, I'm in this bitch now. Gonna destroy everyone, including Ace.
And he takes over Slayer's team, which I don't know how I feel about, but it's how we're doing it. So
people need to deal with me having a Manaphy and a Mega Pinsir and a Latios.
And a Nidoqueen and a Shaman
and a Nidoqueen and a Shaman and an Emboar and a Registeel
and a Ditto
and a Ditto and a Kecleon for some reason.
Kecleon's not a bad mod, but either way. But back to the main point of this video, we are going to be going over the power rankings for the round 2, well, after round 2. Round 2 has already happened, so we are going to be discussing what the power rankings are looking on the start of round 3.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, with number 16, what have we got, Ace?
With number 16, we have the person who's been at 16, unfortunately, for the first 3 power rankings, or well, for the first 2, and including this one, is Daniel. With Daniel,
the Laverton Leafeons,
yeah,
Daniel,
Laverton
Megasonic
Leafeons,
Heroes PvP.
With the little sombrero. Well, what kind of hat do you call that?
I just call it the Aussie Cork hat.
Aussie Cork hat. Okay. Yeah. No, unfortunately, Daniel has been chilling down here at number 16. Just he's just, I think he's having trouble adjusting to the league format. His team is a bit unbalanced, you know, it has major flaws in it, and he's really starting to see that as he's battling, that he doesn't have a lot, like, once something kind of bodies parts of his team, it rips through the rest of it, because nothing else really like handles a lot of the situations that he's putting out there, as well as he's a little bit more inexperienced, so he's struggling a bit. And I think that's just unfortunate for Daniel.
Yeah, I think his downfall is in preparation. Like, he's getting better, as I saw with his round 2 team builder. He is thinking more about his teams, but he still isn't doing the thing where he finds in the opponent's draft that like one thing that completely bodies him and works around it.
Yeah.
He isn't very good at prepping for major threats. Like, he knows now he has a major fairy weakness, and he doesn't seem to be doing much to prevent that, whether it be berries or like coverage moves to hit fairies or things like that. He's just kind of going in with standardish sets and things like that, and not putting in that extra amount of work you need to do in a league format.
Yeah.
For example, hidden power poison on things. Because
hidden power poison. I didn't know that was actually something that people like legitimately try and run.
In this format, it's viable.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, if you have a Pokemon that typically can't hit a fairy and you know a fairy's coming, you might run something like hidden power poison or steel.
I mean, it's like what we saw that Ambipom back in the GBA run HP Ice for Orlando.
For a Gliscor, because typically Gliscor walls it, yeah. Exactly. So like, you never know, like one day, say he's going up against Demon in the NRW Nidokings, and he knows the Florges is coming, so he'll pack HP Steel on the Superior.
Because HP Steel is going to be doing a whole shit ton to it.
After a few Leaf Storms.
Yeah, you're right, actually. It'll do more. It doesn't get
Iron like packing...
Tail? No. Superior doesn't get
Iron
Iron Tail? I feel like it should.
I don't think so. But yeah, packing Iron Tail and Salamence for fairies, like things like that. These are things he needs to adapt to and do.
Yeah.
So for now, Daniel, and again, until you prove us wrong, you're going to be near the bottom end, I'm afraid. Just come out 1 week and surprise us and destroy Ace.
Yeah, beat me. Do it. It would be a big learning experience. Um, but yeah, no. Moving on from 16, we move up to number 15, to somebody who wasn't here the first week, but was here the second week, and like again, I think similar position to Daniel, is still learning, still seeing that their team does have major weaknesses. I feel their draft is actually decently balanced, but there are some major flaws to it, aka Shadow Sneak. Like strong Shadow moves, Shadow Balls, Shadow Sneak, and flying types as well. Really hurt this team, and that's Grizz' team.
Yeah, the Petalburg Pikachus, coached by your boy Grids. I see you forgetting team names there.
I'm sorry, I just keep forgetting that. At this point, I just know them by their names. I don't know them by their team names more so.
Feels, but yeah, Grids again. Same as Daniel. You have major flaws in your draft. It's not a bad draft. Like I said, like strong ghost type attacks and strong knockoffs / brave birds do kind of go in, and you need to start. Like the first week you got wrecked by a Staraptor. This second round you kind of had a hard time with Mega Pidgeot because of Hurricane. Like you need to start building your teams to get well prepared for the things you're weak to.
Yeah.
And you are improving. There was a huge difference between your round 1 and round 2 battles. Huge difference, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, no, I watched both of them actually on Grid's channel, and I listened to like his mindset during the battles, and I definitely think that he's improving. Like, there's still silly moments because Grids is that kind of person where he will just be like, I'm just gonna do this because fuck you. But
yeah,
I definitely think that Grids is improving, and he's learning. Like, there's notable moments where he does stuff, and I'm like, that's really smart. Like, it's like that logically makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And,
he is improving.
Yeah, he's becoming more of a chess player, I'd like to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grids, you're 15 until you show us different, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're close to achieving your first win in the season, and hopefully this week you can do it because I believe you're facing Hakeem, and I believe your draft matches up well with his.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, like it all comes down to preparation and just making smart plays. Yeah, I mean, it's what league format is. But yeah, Grids definitely has that upside. We'll move on. From 15, from your boy Grids, we move on to Pachi YT, the coach of the newly dubbed Las Vegas Victinis, and was my opponent this past round. And I did end up winning that. So Zach, unfortunately, is down here because I feel almost bad for Zach because he has had very tough series of battles in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he had Trent.
Yeah, Trent was a very stolid team, and a team that kind of like almost, I would say, like is the perfect counter to his team because Zach has a very like offensive oriented draft. Well, like I mean, he has defensive as well. But his team really thrives off of exploiting the opponent's weaknesses, and then Trent just has a draft with bulk that doesn't have weaknesses. To be completely honest.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Trent's draft, like that main core he has, like there's not really anything anyone has for it. So.
Yeah, and that just kind of boggled down Zach's draft, and then facing up against me, I really just feel I played well, and I did get a couple hacks. I mean, like here and there. So I'll take away from myself in that respect. Like I said with Jacky, when you get hacks, like it lessens your battle. But I definitely felt that a lot of the situations, like where I was double swapping and I was predicting a lot of what Zach was doing almost perfectly, like the protect on the Mega Lopunny, just knowing Zach's kind of mindset and how he would play and his inexperience a little bit. Even though I had shown the protect before, it just like overall I felt that I outplayed Zach, and then I prepared extremely well, and that I felt that he could have brought a couple things that he didn't bring, like the Orlando and the Suicune. I think were 2 things that I noticeably was like, oh, he did bring those? Great for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another thing about Zach is during battles, he has a tendency to just make the straightforward play.
Yeah, and doesn't think ahead.
Like if say he in your battle he had I believe, Ninetales in front of the Durant or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, the obvious play is just a flamethrower, and he, without thinking, will just click it rather than think of the possibilities of what you might swap into, or things like that. So I think Zach needs to work more on predicting rather than just, okay, I'm in front of this, it's weak to this, I'll click it.
And in the battle, he wasn't even scarfed, and I know he may have been trying to bluff that to scare my Durant out every time that he brought it in, but he did pack Dark Pulse on it, and I swapped into Latias twice. And he had the Dark Pulse, like he showed it off at the end of the battle when basically it was already too little too late.
Yeah, so basically Zach needs to work on that, like, think ahead and say, okay, I should go for this, and Ace or whoever I'm battling knows that, and I will swap into this appropriately. So Zach either needs to switch up a move, or even pull a double swap, and like to give himself that momentum. Yeah. And another issue I've noticed with Zach is that he's not very good at knowing when to swap.
Yeah.
Or swap in.
I feel like he more so is nervous.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like we were saying with the Durant. Okay, you had the Durant out, and he knew he was gonna die to something. Like whatever you did, he was dead. And his thought process was, I have a Ninetales, it bodies it. So he just straight up swapped it in.
Yeah, and
but Ninetales isn't a bulky mon. You can't just swap it in like that. It needs to come in clean to scare out the Durant.
Well, the way he brought it in, I was like, this has to be scarfed. Like, there's no reason to bring
it's not even that. Like
90% of its health away.
Yeah, there was no need to bring it in to take a hit. Like, you either sack what you've got in it off, or sack something else off to bring the Ninetales or whatever else clean.
I feel like in his defense, the Ridiculous coming out there, which was a mon that could definitely have swept my team in the end game if it had got enough call mines up. Well, maybe not because I had Clear Smoke on Among Us, but I think that Ridiculous was more valuable to his team than Ninetales at that point because it wasn't scarfed.
That's fair. But that's just a specific example.
Yeah.
He does that a lot. Like, he'll think, okay, this Pokemon that I have bodies what he has out right now, so I'll just swap it in directly, rather than work around to get a safe swap in.
That's fair.
That's something he needs to work on. And that's a comment for Grids as well. He does that too.
Yeah.
Like, some mons won't take a hit, even if you resist. So you need to get that clean swap in, or a more appropriate or optimum swap in, I'd say.
Okay. And I think that's everything that we can cover on Zach, really. I think, Zach, that you kind of stay in this position. I feel bad for you, unfortunately, that you had to face Trent's ugly draft. I'm just going to call it ugly, like AIDS draft. And then you have to face me, someone who's a little more experienced in the mind game department as far as Pokemon battles. And, you're going to sit here for a little bit until you get that first win. But I definitely think that you're capable of getting it, and I think that, you have a good team to kind of work around. So, just keep at it, and sometimes things don't go your way, but, there's, a number of weeks, there's more weeks left than there are that you've played, so you definitely have the potential to turn everything around. And that goes for everybody below him as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but moving on from Zach at number 14, we move on to number 13, which is Marty, the head coach of Hubba. Do you want to take it away, or do you want me to?
Do you remember it?
I'm not great at pronouncing it.
The Warnsveld Weezings?
Yeah, it's the Warnsveld Weezings. It's the every time I see his mascot thing, I ding. But Marty actually got his first win this week, and that kind of makes him jump up a little bit. He moved up one space, and we say he got his first win, and he only jumped up one space, and that's because he beat the number 16 ranked Daniel. I felt like his team was fairly similar to the team I saw him play with. There was adaptations on it and everything. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just how Marty likes to battle with his team, because I don't know. I would never try and predict what Marty wants to do, to be completely honest. Marty he goes with sets he's comfortable with. That's fair enough.
Which is fair, yeah.
Yeah, because in league format, it's always good to be comfortable with what you're doing, so that
it's the same with drafting as well. Like, sometimes you'll have to rely on mon you know. Yeah. Even if it doesn't particularly fit your draft, if you're comfortable with it, it's better to go with that option than the random one that you don't know how to use.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I feel with Clefairy on Slayer's draft than I now have. I know what it does, but I've never used it, so I'm not too comfortable with it. Well, we'll see how it goes. But Marty in this round showed off the scary thing that is a Mega Sableye.
It's pretty much.
And everyone forgot that Mega Sableye is a thing, and now people know.
I think people forgot about it because I prepared. Like, I literally had to, like, I was like, okay, I have 15 things for Mega Sableye.
Yeah. Like, not everyone will have a fairy type or something that hits Sableye hard.
Yeah.
So if they don't have proper prep for Sableye, Marty can just go in there, set up, and sweep. Like, this is a mon he's very comfortable using. He knows this mon.
And to be completely honest, Mega Sableye is kind of one of those mons where it, like, its own, like, ability before Mega Evolution and all of that allows it to be able to do that, because if you can get off a T-Wave with Prankster, then get Prankster recoveries off, and then Calm Mind up Prankster, like...
I don't know if T-Wave is legal or not yet.
What do you mean? Oh, is it...
it's a specific event mon, which I don't even know if it's been released yet.
Okay, well then like a Will-O-Wisp on a physical
Yeah,
mon.
Willow. Yeah. But yeah, like, Mega Sableye is a problem. Marty knows how to use it, as is Volcarona and Azumarill.
Yeah, those mons are terrifying. Like, oh my god.
Luckily, you've already faced them.
Yeah,
I haven't yet. And my only fairy type for the Mega Sableye is a fucking Clefairy, so... Yeah!
Well, I mean, you have Mega Pinsir.
Willow.
Yeah, you have Emboar.
True. Emboar, savage.
To be completely honest, gets that Flare Blitz Choice Bandit, homie. But yeah, and I think
Marty
Marty definitely improved. Like from
he improved.
First round to second round.
He got a win in round 2, so he had to move up. It's only fair that we moved him up. Obviously, we didn't move him up too high because, like Ace mentioned, he beat the number 16 seed, I guess you'd say, the rank. But a win's a win.
Yeah. So you get props for that.
He beat a draft that had like a Salamence in it, so like.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And a Superior.
And a Mega Sharpedo, which is terrifying because in this league you don't have to Mega first turn.
Yeah, like literally you can sit there, protect up, and you're like, all right, who's dying?
Very much. But yeah, Marty, you did good, so you moved up. Well done. You earned it.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from number 13, we move up to number 12 to someone who's, I don't know if he's having trouble with adjusting to league format or if he's just kind of doing his own thing, and that's Hakeem. I feel that Hakeem in the past 2 rounds has just lacked preparation.
Hakeem and the Pasadena Palpitoads, they're the team that are here to have fun. And it's showing. Like, he's having fun, but he's not prepping to the fullest he could be. And it is hindering him because people know his draft and he knows how he has the fairies and the chomp, so they prep well for those 3 things. And he kind of gets blown back because round 1, for example, Ben had Iron Tail on the Absol, and Hakeem totally did not see that coming. But in this format, you need to be wary of things like that.
Yeah.
And also, the Absol also had Ice Beam for the Garchomp, and again, Hakeem was like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Thought I could wall it with Bulky Chomp. But no. So he needs to get more in the mindset of being in a league rather than just a Wi-Fi battle.
Yeah. Because it's completely different, like dynamics. Like, it's like going from like OU to like, I don't know, like NU. Like, there's just like completely different dynamics. You have to understand what mons are your win conditions and what adaptations your opponent could be making.
Mm-hmm. So, Hakeem, you're facing Grids this week, I believe. I think it'll be an even matchup. So I wish you well, but we expected things from you, Hakeem. As you saw with the preseason power rankings, you were ranked 7th. Mm-hmm. And you've kind of just fallen from grace almost. Like, you have a decent rep. Like, we know you as a battler.
Yeah.
In general play, you're great, but in this format, you seem to have slipped.
Yeah.
So we
before you can move up, like, you literally just have to. Even so, like, if you win a battle against Grids, the most I could see you jumping up is 1 unless you prepare. If I feel that your team is just bringing fun mons, we're gonna give you credit for winning. Fair enough, but
We'll give you a lot of credit for winning if you just bring fun mons, because it takes skill
Yeah,
to
it takes
win
skill to
fun
like.
mons.
Well, that's the thing with, is that Hakeem hasn't been getting blown back really. Like he's been
No, not at all.
like he's been playing because like that's why he's still like up at number 12 and not down at number 16. Because
Yeah,
like,
if he was playing, he's been playing well. It's just he hasn't.
he's had lackluster preparation.
Yeah, like that's the only thing hindering him is not expecting things that aren't common. Like we mentioned, like Irontail Absol. Like in this league, you should have at least had in your mind this could potentially have this.
Yeah, and it's not like he doesn't have the very diverse mods. Like he has mods that can do a lot of different things. Like Lucario can be physical, special. Snorlax can be Curse Lax. It can be offensive Lax. It gets great coverage wise. Meloetta gets great coverage as well. You can cover pretty much any drafts with this draft.
What you know about that Lantern though?
That Lantern though? Yo, Specs Lantern?
Exactly.
Boy. Or
People
Bulky
sleep.
Lantern. Volt Absorb, Water Absorb. Illuminate.
True. Illuminate Lantern, you bet.
True.
But yeah, Hakeem has the tools. He just needs to use them to their fullest.
Yeah. Alright. Moving on from Hakeem at number 12, we move up to number 11 with Chris with the Sayville Sableyes, who this week faced Ben, who basically this was a slaughter match. Chris is up this high because we saw his performance in week 1, and this week he brought a bit of a theme team. He still played well, like he still made the correct moves, the correct swaps, but Ben just out-prepared him, outclassed him, just with basically with one mod.
Yeah, Chris underestimated the Absol basically.
Yeah.
Like that's all it came down to. He prepped poorly, not realizing the threat that is Mega Absol, and I feel like that will be a theme for people. Including yourself, Ace. You're sleeping on Mega Absol.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I got this.
But Ben prepped well. He could have prepped better. Like in that battle, the only thing stopping the Mega Absol was the Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
And if Ben had packed Fire Blast, he was set. Like he literally could have led with it and swept. But he still prepped well, better than Chris did. But yeah, Chris, you're still like not at the bottom, but you stayed where you were because your round 1 battle. You impressed us because other than that Hoopa swap in, you played
like you could have won that
magnificently.
match.
Yeah, like you could have won. You should have won, in my opinion. But yeah, you have the tools. Your draft is kind of scary.
Yeah, to be completely honest, it's scary. Like you have the potential to take games off of, I would say anybody from 1 through 16 basically. Like, you can take a game off anybody with your team, and you have the skill level to do it.
Round 1 proved that because you faced off against the number 1 seed and came extremely close to winning.
Yeah, I mean in a position where we kind of agreed that like you definitely had like it was like a flip of a coin kind of when like you may have needed like a roll or two, but like yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris, I'm not sure who you're battling this week, but I'm sure if you take the time to prep well, and basically learn to cover all 12 mons, you'll be fine. Because your skill level is not the issue; it's the prep.
Yeah, and that's something that everybody who struggles with, especially people who haven't played in a league format before. I've noticed a common trend that they have difficulty like prepping.
Basically, when you're team building, you have to make sure that all 6 mons have something for all 12 mons on the opposite draft.
Especially
if you build a
team that blows you back.
Yeah, if you build a team and you're like, oh, person has a Jolteon, I don't have anything for it, but it's fine because he might not bring it. No, that's not acceptable. You need to have like something for everything just in case. Like Chris has an Ariados. I know it's not scary, but you still need to have something to deal with the Ariados if it comes down to it.
Yeah. If it's 1v1 Ariados versus like Lee's Wigglytuff, you can bet your ass that we will have Rock Slide or something like specifically for it.
Yeah. You'll have some type of coverage. Probably Fire Blast rather than Rock Slide.
But still. Whatever it runs. I'm not a Wigglytuff kind of man, so.
They're special.
They're special? Okay.
Yeah, they're special.
It's not Belly Drum Play Rough?
No, it's not. But yeah, Chris, just do good. I want you to impress because I know you can.
Yeah.
I've battled you before, and you're not a bad battler. You're a good battler.
To be completely honest. All right, so moving on from Chris at number 11, we move up to the top 10, and we start out with number 10, and that's a Demon.
Yeah, Demon, coach of the NRW Nidokings, and it saddens me that you're here. But I'm the one to pick you here.
Yeah, VC and Demon faced off this week.
Yeah, Ace will tell you what happened and why he's here.
Basically, I think Weezing outplayed you, to be completely honest. Weezing prepped well. First couple turns, you swapped in your Why Not to kind of wall the... Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking why not. Why not? You swapped in the Wobbuffet trying to get off damage and wall the Emboar into basically killing itself because it has the Flare Blitz, and Weezing packed Scald, and he wasn't choice banded. He was, Expert Belt, I think?
Yeah, I was Expert Belt specifically because I wanted to be able to switch up moves for not only that situation, but also in case he brought in like a Torkoal and tried to wall me. I wanted to be mixed.
Or the Heatran with Flash.
Or the... Well, no, because I superpower that.
I know, but if you're like choice banded.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to be choice because I want to be able to switch up moves, and I wanted to be mixed in case of Wobbuffet.
Yeah. And then I think throughout the rest of the battle, like Weezing said, okay, you know, I have like preparation for this. My Shaman basically 6-0s the rest of your team. So yeah. Like, well, 5-0s the rest of your team because the once the
Emboar.
Yeah, once Emboar went down, and then like Shaman came in and just kind of destroyed lives.
Had fun.
Yeah. It was the Saffron Shamans for a reason, man. Shamans don't... Bayman, man. Bayman. To be quite honest.
Yeah, but Demon, we will admit that the first 2 rounds you had a hard time because you had to face Lee, then me.
Yeah.
That's not a fun time.
Top 5 kind of level, like, in this league.
Hello?
What, top 5?
We're the top 2, fuck you.
Hello?
Top 2.
Feels. Alright.
But yeah, we fully expect you to do better from now on, because like you've gotten 2 of the hardest battles out of the way. So we expect you to climb up. At least I do. Ace is kind of looking at me. He's on the face cam right now. He's like, I don't know, man.
Hello. Well, I was thinking that he has to face me as well.
Well, not now.
Yeah, I know, but he has to face me eventually.
And Kendra.
And Kendra too. And Max, to be honest.
Yeah, Max kind of scary, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Demon, you had a rough first 2 rounds, and it showed because you didn't get... Well, you kind of got blown back against me, but you didn't get blown back week 1.
Yeah, it was close. It was a tight-knit match.
Yeah, but with later rounds coming up, like, no offense to you guys, but like with battles against people like Grids and Daniel, we expect you to show us what we know you're capable of.
Yeah, and
we
as
want
my
to see that creativity.
Yeah, definitely so. And as my neighbors kind of come through with their doggy, we move on from number 10 at Demon, who definitely has the potential to improve. He got his hard battles of the way, so we expect him to kind of rise up. Like I said in earlier, earlier, guys. There's more weeks coming than there are that have passed, so you definitely have that potential. You have, the past behind you. Just ball out, basically.
Go in, have fun. We know you can do it. Like you made it to playoffs in season 1. The way you got there might have not been like the best way to get there, like me dropping out, for example, but you still made it.
I mean,
there was still like 4 other people.
You can't control like things out of his control, but he did what he needed to do. He played well. He's not a bad battler. I definitely think he's
not in the slightest.
Top level.
And he preps extremely well. I will give him that.
He has one of the best preps. Like you can see the difference between like somebody who like Demon who has played in the league, and then somebody like Hakeem or Chris who hasn't played in the league before.
Yeah,
like prep level is different.
He specifically brought fully specially defensive assault vest florges just to wall my Manaphy. These are things you need to do. Because I got the tail glow up, I scalded, and it still did nothing.
12%.
Exactly.
Leftovers basically erases that.
But like, okay, I'm just gonna like, this is kind of off topic, but like just that play, like that round of battle, like that move off was like us one upping each other in prep, because he knew I would tail Glow and Scald, so he had the bulky Manaphy, bulky Florges, sorry. But I knew he'd have the bulky Assault Vest Florges with Energy Ball, so I had the Grass Berry. So it was like us one-upping each other.
Like, oh,
So it's kind of fun.
you activated my trap card. Well, like, your trap card activated my trap card. Well, your trap card on my trap card activated my trap card.
And I knew Demon and I both got a kick out of that. He's like, I see what you did there. It's like, yeah, I see what you did there too.
What's happened, boy? All right.
Yeah, we enjoyed that turn.
All right, well, moving on from Demon to number 9, who is somebody that Weezing and I are a little tentative to put inside the single digits there, is Jacky.
Yeah, fuck this nigga. Fucking
I mean,
shitty ass fucking draft.
Weezing's just like, play me right now.
To be honest, Jacky, I know we battle like really late. I think it's
like week
the
11 or
last
something.
round.
It's
It might be the last round.
Oh shit.
It might be. But I will still destroy you. I don't give a fuck what you pick up in mid-season.
Weezing, please go easy on this man.
But Jacky has remained undefeated.
Yeah.
Even though I hate the fact he's undefeated.
Basically, people are not prepping for Mega Pidgeot when they come.
That is literally it.
Mega Pidgeot is giving people the damn near work. Like that thing I think is blown back. Well, like Grids I think played extremely well and had a chance to beat Jacky, but Mega Pidgeot was the difference.
Oh yeah, well Grids' draft is very weak to flying, so that was understandable. I would like to see how Jacky fares in a battle where Mega Pidgeot can't sweep. For example, against UAS with the Raikou.
Yeah. Like thinking about like every time I think about Jacky's draft, I think about the preparation for Mega Pidgeot. I see that Chansey as well being bulky, so like I like plan out like different things because like
mixed Raikou.
Yeah, true. Or Spear, boy.
That's not mixed.
I don't know. Close combat Raikou. It doesn't get close combat.
Quick attack,
bruh. Now I'm gonna do the Weezing and put like physical attacks on my Raikou, so when he like tries to mirror coat me, I'm gonna be like, what? What's poppin'? But yeah,
Jacky, we're still tentative to put you higher than 9 because, no offense, the people you have beaten aren't exactly top tier. Yeah. I'd say. Wait, who did he beat round 1?
Wyatt actually. I was gonna say.
Oh, never mind. I take that back.
Well, and
that was impressive.
We had our own discussion about that with the hacks and everything, but you know he played he played the matchup how he had to play it, and he just ended up getting fortunate. So like, there's nothing to take away from that, and that I feel, you know, that's why we put him up at number 9. Like, he's played his matchups like how he had to play his matchups, and you know he has a flawed draft, and you know he's playing how he wanted. He picked these mods intentionally, and he liked the way it matched up, so he's gonna do it.
This is somewhat fourth wall breaking, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I'm gonna say it. I would like to see how Jacky does from now on, because, spoilers, the first 2 rounds I helped him team build.
Oh, true, yeah, because Weezing was not actually the
I was not an active part of the CCL, so people, including us here, were coming to me for advice, and I would offer it where I could. And a lot of Jacky's mons and sets were my idea, and now that he doesn't have that, I would like to see how he fares on his own.
Fair enough. All right. Well, moving on from number 9 at Jacky, we move up to number 8, who is somebody who actually dropped down just a bit. He actually did lose this week, and that is Trent.
I believe this is the biggest drop this week.
Yeah. I don't think anybody the changes didn't really weren't as drastic as from pre-rankings to round 1. So this is the biggest drop, I believe.
Yeah, Trent, man. Someone broke through the AIDS draft already. Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Mandibuzz.
Yeah, the Mistralton Mandibuzz. The AIDS draft got broken down. Not like destroyed or anything, but like someone got through it.
Yeah, no, that was Max actually. Max was the matchup in the round 2, and I watched the battle. I actually recorded it for Max, and to be completely honest, I don't think that Trent played well. To be completely blunt.
I have yet to see the battle as of recording. It's not been uploaded, I believe. All I heard was that there was like 20 years of stall.
It was about 20 years of Roost. I think the move that outweighed every other move in the thing was Roost. The Mega Altaria, the Skarmory, what was the other mon? Hold on.
There was another mon that had Roost.
No, okay, it was just those two. Maybe like I watched the battle and it was a swap. It was a swap fest between those two. And there might have been like another mon that had Recover or something. I'm trying to think about.
Well, Moonlight Crest.
Yeah, he didn't bring the crest, I don't think.
Slack Off Slowking.
It might have been Slack Off Slowking. But you know, basically it was a lot of stall, and to be completely honest, like it could have worked. Like, but I think Max got it to the position where, you know, it's like one stall mon versus like my 4 left mons who could basically just kill you off. And I was like, yeah. So it was like, okay, like you can Roost spam all you want and get up like your HP so you can get off a higher voice, but like it's a war of attrition. You're gonna lose.
Yeah, plus crits are a thing as well.
Yeah, as well.
Like, it's always risky playing stall because there's always that crit that fucks you up.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I personally feel it's not that viable a tactic or technique, because you can't prepare for crits. Like, if you just outright play well, whether it be offensively or defensively, you won't have to worry about having to stall.
Yeah.
Trent, you're moved down because you already in round 2 it's been proven that you can't just outstall people.
Yeah.
Like, that was the concern, that he would just sit there and stall everyone out, and people have already found a way to get through it.
Well, and I wouldn't say that Trent has inexperience with stalling people out, but I would say that he maybe just, I think he underestimated Max, to be completely honest. He didn't.
Well, that too, yeah.
Max's draft to be able to handle his draft so well. Well, not even so well, just be able to handle his draft overall. And like he didn't prepare for what Max's start was. He just said, "Let me bring stall with a little bit of offense," and basically, it hurt him. It hurt him a lot. I feel maybe that's why I felt he didn't play like well, because he just was in a bad position a lot of the time, and he had to make very defensive plays. He had to Roost a lot, and it wasn't a very, like, as a viewer, it wasn't an enjoyable match, and it didn't seem that he was enjoying the match at all. Like, he just had to kind of sit there and stall.
Yeah. I feel Trent is too set in his ways with the stall.
Maybe.
I feel he needs to experiment more rather than just be like, okay, I'll bring this fat thing with this fat thing and I should be good no matter what. Yeah. People will find ways around it.
I mean,
like, this is a league. You
have Mienshao right there. You have Heliolisk right there. You have Braviary right there. You have Golem.
Braviary.
You have Roselia chilling right there. You have a Houndoom. Meh. But
yeah, Houndoom kind of meh.
But I mean, like, you face me in this next week, and I promise you, Trent, if you bring too much stall against me, or if you bring too much offense against me, and you don't balance, you don't prep for me, I'm going to give you some serious work, because I will prep for all of 12 of your mons, and I want you to be on your A game, because if you're gonna bring stall like you did against Max like that, and you're just gonna try and stall me out, I'm gonna punish you for it. I promise you that.
He bet to blow you back with a Roselia.
You're probably right. Craig Dilly's gonna give me the work. Alright, probably, actually. I just thought about that, yeah, a little bit. But either way, yeah. Trent, I definitely think that you have the potential to move. I mean, like, your draft lends it to be able for you to be able to stall and have that ability to do that. But I definitely think you need to do more with your draft.
Yeah, your draft is susceptible to, like, set up mons.
Yeah.
Like, I'll use my draft as an example. Like, Mega Pinsir just kind of goes in.
Yeah.
Like, once I SAR stands up, then you can't stop me.
Well, and I don't think there's a lot of mons on his team that really could stop that regardless, but still.
Well, yeah, like, but the tactic of, it's fine, I can come in, take a hit, and Roost up. Like, no, you can't. You come in, take a hit. You don't outspeed, so you take another hit and die.
Yeah, gone. What's 30? You want two hits.
Exactly. Like, that's something you need to be wary of, so you do need to find that balance where you have, like, Scarf Heliolisk or Banded Mienshao in the back, just to be able to come in and wreck shop.
Yeah, you need offensive counters as well as not just, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think you can do well in this season, because Max is a very good battler, but there will be battlers you face where they don't know how to deal with stall and get frustrated. And if that's your tactic, so be it. I hope it works out for you. I just promise you, Ace and I won't let it happen.
Yeah, basically. You think you can roost? How about 15 taunts, nigga? What's poppin'?
I bet I earthquake you on your fucking roost, nigga.
True, actually. Well, and Mega Altaria doesn't actually have the flying typing after it turns Mega either way, so.
Exactly.
Just hit him up.
I'm a earthquake the shit out of your Skarmory.
He's gonna smack down Earthquake, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like my Anorith in that free for all. Okay. Yeah, but okay. So enough ragging on Trent. We move up one space to someone who I definitely feel kind of got a little bit of redemption, and that's Wyatt. Was the Azalea Aggrons? I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly.
The Azalea Aggrons, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'd love that Wyatt was able to kind of pull out a win, because after like facing a match where you get hacked out, I'm glad for Wyatt. Wyatt definitely got to show off the power of his team. One of the best drafts in like Ben's obviously is the best draft. I've said that like every week, but
that's my draft.
Yeah, but Wyatt has probably the second or maybe third best draft in the format. I love his team. Like it covers everything. Maybe Arcanine instead of Sacred, but either way.
Hello? Sacred is better Arcanine.
Shut your mouth, boy. Not lethal.
I have an FFA up on Callum's channel that proves it.
It's not true.
Young shit, ain't it?
It's not true. But either way, I was really happy for Wyatt. I think he played well in the first week, and I think he played well in the second week, and Wyatt moved up only one space really, but I feel that there was a lot of commendable. Like the only reason that people are above you, Wyatt, is because the people above you have basically either better records or they played extremely well as well, and they deserve to move up as themselves.
If I was to offer some advice / creative criticism, Wyatt, you need to, I guess general saying is prep more. For example, this battle, you tried to set up your Gyarados on the Torterra because you weren't aware of, one, how bulky Torterra is on the physical side, and two, how hard it hits. So he tried to D-dance. He D-danced on Join, then got blown back by a wood hammer.
Boy.
Yeah, basically.
Was it a crit too?
No, he just got blown back by a wood hammer.
Join's going in. Join.
Yeah, he D-danced and the thing set up rocks, then he waterfalled thinking, oh, it's neutral, I'll blow him back because I've got a D-dance up. It did like 25, if that, percent. Join. Then he got blown back by a wood hammer.
Join.
So yeah, like you need to prep more and just like if you're unsure about what a Pokemon does, like look it up.
Yeah.
Because he like I spoke to him after the battle and he was like, yeah, I don't know what Torterra does. And I was like, this you kind of need to look it up because if you're coming up against it, like I'll fully admit right now, there's a couple of Pokemon in this league that I'm not really sure what they do too well. Yeah. I'm looking at the dress right now. I'm trying to think of an example. Like I don't really know Mr. Mime all too well.
Yo, true. Let's do it.
I know it nasty plot baton passes, so that's kind of scary. I know it's assault vest or scarfed, and that's kind of scary. But yeah,
like you don't know how much it does in like the format.
Yeah, but I will go away and look up its stats and learn its base speed and how hard it hits and things like that.
Yeah, well, like I think a general recommendation for everybody is look at the mons on your opponent's team. Maybe scroll through some that you're more unfamiliar, and like just go on Showdown, type them in. And click on the moves and just scroll.
Yeah,
just kind of like you're like, yo, man, if he gets U-turn, why does nobody run this? Like, well, it's not super viable. Well, actually, it's decently viable on it. To be completely honest, Slayer actually ran that.
It's 100% viable,
especially in league format.
Exactly.
It's just not typically run.
Don't be scared to just mess around on Showdown. Look up Pokemon, their stats. Don't be afraid to. This is something I highly recommend: is do damage calcs while prepping.
Yeah, and run like speed creeping, HP creeping.
Yeah, if you have a mon that matches the base speed of something, say it's a wall, okay, say it's a Chansey and like a Florges. I know they don't have the same base speed, but let's say they do. You should run speed to outspeed their wall, so you get the first healing move off, and even you get the first toxic off.
Six.
Yeah, even if it's just outspeed by 1.
Like, I ran Amoonguss against Zach with, I think, maybe 4 speed investment because it's a speed tie with Reuniclus. And I outsped, and that gave me the advantage in the battle.
Exactly. All that makes a difference. And don't be afraid to speed creep as well.
Yeah, like if somebody's gonna speed creep, like be ready.
Yeah, like use that example. Like say Zach knew that Ace would speed
And he
creep.
put
Ace
8.
could put in. Yeah, Ace could put in. Usually the way I go is outspeed it by 3 points.
Yeah, just so like if they put the 2 in there, then like
Yeah.
it's popping.
But yeah, learn to and another we're not really talking about Wyatt anymore. I'm just talking in general. People need to learn to not waste EVs. That's something I have noticed. People are too comfortable just. And Ace, you're a part of this.
6?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 252. Even if it doesn't need it. Like
Yeah.
say you have
It's just because people are comfortable with they know how that works, and then they're just like, oh,
it's a waste of an EV. Like if you have something, okay, Zach, for example, Mega Lopunny, fast as shit. You will basically never need 252 speed. All you need in the speed is to outspeed the fastest thing on the opponent's draft, and the rest you can put in HP or defenses to make it that somewhat bulkier, so you can maybe live a hit. The only time you would need maybe max speed is if you want to outspeed a Scarfer.
yeah.
Like that's it. The same goes for what else is hella fast, like Jacky, Grids' Gengar, the Mega Pidgeot, like all these fast mons. Like you will barely ever need max speed.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's really good advice overall, like for you guys in the league format. But we kind of have to get back to the list as well.
Yo, fuck
but yeah.
Wyatt. No kidding. I love you, Wyatt.
Yeah, no, but like prep is definitely important. But yeah, Wyatt. Definitely, I think you played well. Like we said, you can prep better, and you might need to just look through some of your opponent's mons. That goes for everybody on this list, including myself and whoever's at number 1. 1 through 16, everybody needs to look through and be prepared for every possibility that their opponent could bring.
I agree.
Yeah. So moving on from Wyatt at number 7, we move up to number 6, who's the person who just never moves from their position. And that's Ben. Ben is just statically at number 6. He's played immaculately. Basically, he has the best draft in our format.
I disagree with immaculately.
Well, okay,
I'll let you.
He's played extremely well, because the only thing that we said, like the only thing that gave Chris problems was the Absol. Well, they gave Chris problems was the Absol. Well, not only thing, but the thing that gave him the most problems was Absol, and it was walled by the Ferrothorn. But if he ran Fire Blast, like that would have just basically.
That is literally, Ben. If you're watching, which I'm sure you are, because we all watch our own videos. The only advice I have is prep better slightly. Like, I know that Ferrothorn was so bulky and could tank any physical hit. Am I lagging? Is Skype being a dick?
Yeah, Skype's being a dick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Ben,
basically, you said that you felt that he needed just to prepare a little bit slightly better.
Yeah, because he's new to battling. We all know this. Everyone in the league is trying to take advantage of that, even though he has a god draft. If you knew how well Ferrothorn could tank hits, you should have. Like, I would have packed Fire Blast for it, but like I know that. Like, I have experience battling Pokemon, so I knew that Ferrothorn normally walls Absol. So that's the only advice I have: is look more into the mons, and on your mons have moves that cover most things. Obviously, not all your Pokemon will be able to cover every single Pokemon the opponent has, but try your best.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of all. Like, you played well. Your draft is great. You're welcome. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully, you'll move up. And the only reason you haven't moved up is everyone above you did. I wouldn't even say better. It's just they had similar success, but against better opponents, I'll say.
Fair enough. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, Ben just like almost immaculate. Like you were like about to get a JV3, and then you just let like them get off like a random needle or something, and like you took 1% damage. Like
There you go.
either way. But yeah, moving on from Ben at number 6, we move up to the top 5. And we start out the number 5 with the most underrated person in this entire format in the first week. And that is Max.
Coach off?
Oh god, Max's draft was like Oh, no, I know it. It's the Wormadams. It's the
Come on,
Wellington
Ace.
Wormadams.
There you go.
I got it. I can do it. I got this.
I
I don't
I
know why I was
also
thinking. I was trying to call his team the Thick Thickies, but
hello.
yeah, the Thick Thickies. But either way, I know with the Wellington Wormadams, and Max has definitely proven that he has a what would you call it, a unoriented kind of draft, but he's making it
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Unorthodox draft, and he is making it work for him, and he's playing not immaculate, but extremely well. Like he broke through the AIDS draft, and that's an impressive feat in its own. But basically,
Yeah, if you
Max
can
put
get
himself-
through.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. If you can get through Trent's draft, like you know what you're doing, you are a good battler.
Yeah.
You can't get lucky against a draft like that.
Max basically put himself in a position where it's like, okay, you're gonna stall. I'm going to keep hitting you. Basically, either you're gonna run out of roost, or like you're gonna have to come on the offensive and fight me, because like you stalling here isn't going to scare me, and I'm going to just basically power through.
And also, Max proved that he's patient. He didn't let the stall get to him. He just
Yeah.
sat there and played the game.
He didn't freak out and like double swap to predict like a thing, because he knows that Trent there had to just keep roosting and keep roosting and keep roosting to keep himself like in a position to even win the match.
Max, like Ace said, is the most underrated person in this league, and I would like Ace to apologize publicly for
I apologized last week, but I'll
every week you
I'll
need to
apologize again.
apologize.
Max, I ranked
Every
you
week.
probably, I think it was 14 at first week.
Yes, it was very low.
I ranked you there because I didn't like your draft. All right, I didn't like your draft originally. I can see how you're using it, and I can appreciate that. I didn't like your draft. First week I ranked you that low because I didn't like your draft, to be completely honest. But you played extremely well, and you've gone through, and you broke through the AIDS draft, and you've played fantastically. And I apologize for ranking you so low. Max, you're a good friend of mine, great GFX artist, and Hubba's prodigy.
Exactly. You're doing me proud, Max. I wanted you to do well, and you are doing well. He's undefeated so far.
Man.
I'm not sure who you're battling this week, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Do you know who he's battling?
I actually don't.
This is probably something we should have on
we
screen while we're doing
we'll
this.
probably have this
In
in
future, we'll do
weeks.
this,
I'll
yeah.
just have it like on the screen, like so and so battling so and so. I felt like I knew who he was battling.
It might be Marty.
I actually.
No, sorry, no. Lee's battling Marty.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, either way, fantastic job, Max. Your preparation is like extremely well done. I think that's why you're in the top 5. Basically, we felt your preparation was fantastic. Max there, Hub hasn't seen the battle yet, but I felt like he prepared well, and he just was ready for the match. Like overall, he was mentally prepared, and he didn't let this all get to him. So, like, number 5 is exactly what you deserve.
I would like to point out, I mentioned earlier that I've helped people team build. Number 6 and number 5, Ben and Max, actually did them.
Oh, sorry, you cut out again. You said number 6 and number 5.
Number 6 and number 5, Ben and Max in round 2 did it all by themselves. I did not help them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, all by themselves.
I'm so proud of
They
you.
asked for it, and I turned them down. Because by that point, I had decided to take part, so.
Yeah, okay. Well, moving on from the Fantastic 2 at 5 and 6, we move up to number 4. So somebody who actually moved down a space, because we basically promised in the last week, if you face this person, and then we had to do it. So number 4 is Lee.
Coach of the Cherrygrove Charizards.
Probably one of the best designs, overall. What is it? What do you call that? Logos?
The logos? Yeah, team logo.
I love Lee's logo.
Yeah, I love it too. I don't know what I was gonna say, but anyway, Lee.
Yeah.
Lee, you're here because Ace wants to say things.
Yeah, no, Lee, you lost to Kendra, and we promised Kendra that we'd tip our fedora, and we said, if she won, we moved you down because we had to move her up. Spoilers.
I didn't. I can't speak for you guys, but I didn't expect it.
I didn't expect it either. To be completely honest, I thought Lee was going to win probably with a 1 or a 2, depending on the draft. Just depending on how Kendra prepped.
Yeah. And the only reason you haven't dropped down lower than 4 is because you still prepped extremely well and you still played well. You were just outplayed.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you played badly.
And then
it just means you were up against a better
the
opponent.
Performance from round 1 as well.
Well, yeah. This isn't just a week-to-week thing where we start fresh. It's no, everything counts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Lee, I don't even know if we have advice for you because you kind of do everything right. Every person we're going to talk about from here on does literally nothing wrong, in my opinion, unless you have something you can say.
I mean, everybody has improvements to make. I felt
I am perfect, so you shut up.
Shut your mouth, boy. All right. But either way, I think that Lee, maybe there was better prep you could have made for some of the adjustments Kendra made. But I mean, there's no way you can perfectly predict what she's going to bring. So you brought what you had to bring, and your team wasn't poorly prepared for her. It came down to a couple situations, and I don't know. Almost at this point, it's like Lee get a little more lucky, basically. Get a little more guess right on what Kendra's gonna bring.
I also feel like Lee was at a disadvantage this week because honestly, he doesn't have much on his draft that likes Victini, so he was kind of at a disability from the start. He was handicapped a little,
and Sylveon as well.
Oh yeah, that was another big thing, because if you look at Lee's draft, there's literally nothing that wants to sit in front of a Sylveon. He has, he has obviously the Garbodor, but Sylveon has access to Psyshock.
Yeah.
So, he literally, nothing comes in on the Hyper Voice, and if the Garbodor comes in, she Psyshocks, because Garbodor's slow.
And she also has 2 Steel types, kind of just while getting poisoned.
Yeah. So, similar to, Daniel's draft, the lack of fairy resistant counter is a problem that people will exploit.
Yeah.
But Lee has proven he can work around it.
Yeah, no, Lee's definitely one of the people who's not bothered by having a major weakness in certain regards. But tip your fedora to the person who beat you kind of thing. It's what happened, and Kendra played extremely well, and Lee just kind of ended up with the short side of the stick there. It was still a close match. I think it was a 2.
It was a 2 or a 3. Yeah.
And Lee ended up missing a Stone Edge at the end. I don't think.
Well, yeah, I was going to mention.
Yeah,
I was going to mention. Both of them spoke to me after the battle. Basically, Kendra was super excited and she DM'd me immediately I did it. But then when we talked about it, she was saying, "Oh, I think I only won because of a Stone Edge miss," and I was like, okay, but still hacks are a thing. But after she uploaded her side of the battle and Ace and I watching it, we both saw that it genuinely didn't matter and made no difference to the outcome.
I mean, different situations may have turned the battle a little bit, maybe a couple double swaps, but
Well, no, just that
Stone Edge didn't. No, it was over at that point.
At that point in the battle, Kendra had won no matter what.
Kendra won. Basically. Yeah. In my opinion, there was no way that Lee wasn't a Scarf T-Tar. So
there was no coming back from that point.
Yeah.
So the hacks didn't matter, Kendra. You rightfully should be proud of that. You won outright clean.
Yeah.
No hacks.
And
hacks did not.
Yeah. Either way, and to kind of reveal who's number 3, just at the same time, Kendra is at number 3 because we told her if you want to come inside the top 3, you have to beat somebody who's inside the top 3. And basically, Kendra, you moved up to number 3, and you earned it. And we kind of talked about it with Lee, in the thing with Lee because that's who you faced. Basically, you moved up because you beat Lee. You prepped extremely well. You both prepped extremely well, and you ended up winning the match rightfully because you earned it. I wouldn't say that either of you played poorly. It's just how the matchup went, and you had quite a bit of an advantage, to be completely honest. But you just played. You played the matchup. Basically, you played how you had to play, and all the credit to you in the world.
I would like to add a precipice. Is that a word to this? Same as I said about Jacky. I would like to see how you do now, Kendra, because breaking the fourth wall, I kind of handed you that team.
To be completely honest, yeah.
She came to me, was like, "Would you mind looking over this team I made for Lee?" It was kind of garbage.
Damn. Wait.
It got blown back by so many things on Lee's draft, but so I sat down with her one morning. Well, morning for me. Wait, no, morning for her. It was nighttime for me. You're in the same time zone as her, you know.
Yeah, probably early morning.
So, her and I basically rebuilt her team from scratch, and it countered Lee's very well, and I believe that was a huge benefit to her.
All right.
So I would like to see how she does in future without my help now.
All right.
Hopefully she can keep up.
Yeah, no, I definitely am looking forward to these next couple of weeks, since now, like, one of the people who was kind of helping behind the sidelines is kind of coming to the fray.
Yeah, like I mentioned, only Jacky and Kendra, they weren't the only people that I helped.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. That's for both rounds. So now that I'm a part of this and I'm not offering advice anymore, we'll see how people do. We might see some drastic changes. Like Marty might, I don't know,
Shoot
because
up the
he's not.
rankings.
Yeah, yeah.
Marty at number 1. What's poppin', everybody? Yeah. But so moving on from Kendra and Lee at 3 and 4 respectively, we move up to number 2, which is myself, actually. Yay me!
Yay.
Yay!
Alabasta Arcanines.
I played Zach, and like I told everybody who watched my battle, I felt that Zach ended up a little bit unfortunate because I did get like 1 or 2 hacks that kind of made it more so clenched the battle for me, and I felt bad about that in my own right. But I definitely felt I outplayed him, and in the first 2 weeks I've outplayed my opponents. I have a good draft. I am respected as a battler in both seasons, so I rightfully feel I deserve to be at this position, to be completely honest.
I agree. Ace, you did what was expected of you, pretty much, and that's
to be
why.
completely honest. I mean, like, I don't know, there was tidbits like Choice Scarf Latios, which I felt was pretty smart of me. Like the Among Us, well, meh. Yeah, like you said, what was expected of me.
We obviously Ace and I talked about this off screen because we had to come up with a list in the first place, and we were discussing 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I believe the main reason we ultimately decided to leave Ace at 2 was that the caliber of opponents he's faced compared to the person at number 1 is lower.
Yeah, and that's like. I was like 1 and 2. Like I was like, I don't care if I'm at 1 or if I'm at 2. To be completely honest, like I could put
it's essentially joint. It's joint first, basically.
You could say that, I guess. I don't know, but like I think that number 1 should definitely be number 1 because of the caliber of opponents that were faced with that team. Or like you said, facing Demon and Chris, who I feel, no offense to Marty or Zach, but I think just our higher caliber battlers, and we have them ranked higher than those, because that's just how it is, to be completely blunt. But I faced 2 battlers who have a little more inexperience and who are still learning, and that to prove myself I kind of have to face some higher level battlers and win.
I do feel like a bigger test is coming for you in the upcoming round. You're actually, no offense again, but you're facing a more skilled battler and also a battler with a better draft.
Yeah, I'm facing Trent. If you guys don't know, the age draft is coming for me. It wants my soul.
The age draft.
It wants my soul.
So Ace might get outstalled. We'll see. But I'd feel like, because you might move up if you do well.
Hey.
Because this is like a tough
test.
Battle. It's not the ultimate test. You know what the ultimate test is.
You're right.
We'll get to that.
But
yeah, Ace, 7. you is it really?
I think it's 6 or 7. Yeah.
Is that before or after the thing?
It might actually be the week of.
Yo, it's time. But yeah, Ace, you played well. There was honestly no mistakes you made. I feel you prepped well. That's your strongest point, in my opinion, is your prep. Although you still have the tendency to go the whole 252, 252.
I mean, if it works, man. If it
It's
works.
working. It's working for now.
Yeah, you're right. I have to prep better, like in that respect. I definitely agree. Especially with
like,
my Durant, to be completely honest.
Yeah, like if you like
max attack, max speed, adamant. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you have a scarfed max speed anything, you will never need the max speed if you're scarfed. But that's something that you'll learn. No, I'm just saying as an example.
Okay.
But like, yeah, if you'll learn. Like you just need to learn to speed. Same with your Latias. It's obviously a fast mon. You probably rarely will need the speed.
Yeah, and especially since it's a bulkier mon. But yeah, either way, yeah, no, I just think I played well. I did what it was expected of me, to be completely honest. And
I have one complaint.
Go for it.
With you. You need to use Excadrill more and better.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I feel there's a lot of matchups. Like, the first two matchups, I just felt that Excadrill wasn't the greatest answer to a lot of things, and I felt like I wanted to just... I don't know, I like being very direct, and I'm like, if this is a direct counter, I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to punish my opponent for having that flaw in their draft.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You have, in my opinion, the best mon in this format, and you're not utilizing it to its fullest.
I haven't used it yet.
And you should have.
I had it in the first week, alright?
You did, but you also failed to remember that you could get rocks up with it because Moldbreaker doesn't really care about Magic Band.
I didn't want that. Like, I brought it with that matchup like in mind, but I didn't actually consider rocks against the Mega Sableye, but I was more thinking like Sweeper because a lot of his mons were slower. So
Sweepers can have rocks.
That's true.
But
everything dies after rocks.
I'd like to see you put in work with Excadrill. It would make me happy.
I might try.
But other than that, you did well against Zach. I would like to see how you fare against better opponents. Well, not just Trent, just in general, like the Kendras, the Lees.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, moving on from number 2 of me talking about myself, calling myself pretty, we move on to number 1, where Weezing can call himself pretty because he is chilling at number 1.
That's me.
HB with the Canalave Carnivines.
That's me. I am God. That is all.
All right. Thank you guys so much for what now. But either way, yeah. No. We decided to put Weezing at number 1. Not only because like he inherited Slayer's very good draft, but to be completely honest, I think he's a better battle than Slayer. Like in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. And
if anyone wants to, I don't know if it's up on YouTube. It used to be, but yeah, Slayer and I have had many battles in the past, and he's never beat me in a Wi-Fi battle that I know of.
So yeah, no, and I consider Weezing a more threatening. Maybe not with Slayer's draft. Well, maybe not with Slayer's lower draft.
I'm very
From
comfortable.
down.
I'm very comfortable with everything except Registeel, Zebstrika, and Clefairy. I like the Ditto. I know how to use a Ditto.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I like his draft.
Yeah, like we said, I guess joint 1 and 2, but I respect Weezing enough to say that he deserves number 1 over me. Like, he played Demon, who I felt was more of a challenge than Zach was to me, and like not to take away from Zach, I think Zach played well. He just had his own struggles in his own right, but Weezing I feel definitely deserved number 1. Like, he kind of gets the inherent thing of Slayer like beat Chris, but like I don't know. Yeah. To be completely honest, I don't know. I think that it's still probably I don't know. It probably still would have gone the same way. Maybe it would have been a close 1-0 or something like that. Because there are. Hello. I'm just saying.
I'll blow this nigga back.
All right, do it. Yeah. But either way, yeah, that's Weezing in a nutshell. I mean, like he's only had one round by himself, but by far the best overall. Well, to give you guys insight on Weezing, I played him in other seasons. By far the best prepper in the league.
Thank you.
The only person who, like, maybe Demon or Lee would be close by. No one speed creeps or HP creeps or move creeps like Weezing. No one. no one in our league does what Weezing does and thinks the way that Weezing does, and has just general overall Pokemon knowledge. Like I'm with Pokemon quizzes with Weezing a lot, and just random Pokemon, like I'm just like, oh, what is this? And he's just like this generic fact, or this like fact that nobody would know, like just off the bat, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's this, and I'm like, what? How? All right, just gonna trust you on it. All right, it sounds good. But yeah, no, deserves number 1. Gladly, tip my hat and say, I'll hold you up at number 1 while I'm at number 2.
Thank you. Just to say some things, I feel bad saying I agree that I'm the best prepper, but I do feel that I am. I'm good at finding weaknesses and exploiting them. Like, in my battle with Demon, I knew 2 things. Embor has fun, and Shaman has fun, and that's basically what the battle was. Yeah. I spotted those flaws, and I exploited them.
Yeah, to give you guys perspective, like, while we were drafting our things, whatchamacallit, Weezing was like, yo, why does Max's Staraptor blow back Grids' whole draft? And then, basically, that was 2 weeks before they even, were getting ready to
I think
battle.
that was way before that.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 weeks before they, we had decided the challenge page. And then, they battled, and it was like, oh, Staraptor blows back Grids' entire draft. Let me bring that.
Yeah, I kind of have that weird talent for looking at a line of Pokemon and seeing a mon that just tears house.
Yeah. Yeah, either way. Yeah. I mean, that's 16 through number 1, Weezing chilling at the top, and everybody else a little bit just behind him. If you guys, agree, disagree, slight placements, for some of the places, there's bigger gaps. We feel that some people are closer than others. But, if you guys feel that some guys, should just be a top-notch about, maybe Ben in front of Max or something like that, we'll rightfully, defend our ranking. This is based on, prior weeks and draft experience. We know these people. We were personally good friends with them. So we, we'll defend it down in the comment section below. If you guys disagree, we respect your opinion. But, yeah, just feel free to leave your opinions and, believe who you're rooting for down in the thing. Who you think will take it all? Is Weezing going to come through with the Canalave Carnivines and just sweep everybody?
I was going to say before we head off, I do expect big changes after this round, specifically within the top 3 or 4.
Alright.
Because for the first, no offense to anyone, but for the first time, Ace and I have scary people to face. And we're actually genuinely worried, both of us are.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, we know this. I'm facing Kendra, so 1 and 3 are going ahead, and Ace is facing the AIDS. So
yeah, it doesn't even matter what rank he's at, just the 8s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either way, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out everybody's channel in the CCL, especially Weezing, who just has a newer channel.
I have my own channel now.
Yeah, he has his own channel, so that's exciting. This used to be his old channel. So, anybody here who's watching just, sees this in your sub box and just decided to watch, Weezing has his own channel, so if you guys came for Weezing content, head on over there. It will be linked down in the description, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But yeah, anything else you want to say? Because technically this is your old channel. You want to hit the outro?
Everyone subscribe to me. I want to see all 260 of you over there.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. We out. Bye-bye. Bring on the wall.
Bye, everyone.